Alright, so I just got back from watching Novocaine, the latest action comedy starring Jack Quaid, who has starred in a couple things, but he's more of a character actor. So this is the biggest movie he's been in where he's the lead. I might be wrong about that, but that might be true. But he plays a character who I believe his name is Nathan Kane, and he has a genetic condition where he can't feel any pain, and so he meets a coworker, and they hit it off, and he discovers that she's the girl of his dreams. But then their bank gets robbed, and the girl of his dreams gets kidnapped and as a hostage, and now he has to go off and fight to save her, and mayhem ensues. So the premise of this movie was is a good one. Someone who doesn't feel any pain, fighting his way through scenarios, but he doesn't really have any fighting skills himself. He's more of he can just take a lot of damage. So it's very superhero style type of story, except it's in a more grounded world instead of a superhero world. There is some fantastical stuff in this movie, but it is more grounded than your typical superhero movie. So I was intrigued by the premise enough, but I will say the movie itself is a lot more interesting and a lot more fun than the trailer leads you to believe. The trailer actually holds some things from you, so there are a couple of surprises and twists and turns and extra layers to this movie that the trailer doesn't just tell you, and I appreciated that. I feel like a lot of trailers just kind of tell you what the movie is, and there it is. And you walk into the movie and there's nothing, that surprises you. What happens is exactly what you think is going to happen. Not so with this movie. I'm not acting like, this has some secret Sixth Sense style plot twist or anything like that. But it is more interesting than the trailer leads you to believe. Jack Quaid is great. He's got great comedic timing. This movie reminded me a lot of Tom and Jerry in the sense that he just takes a lot of punishment, comedic style punishment, where no real person would be able to get back up from that. But he does because he didn't feel it. Very much like Tom and Jerry cartoons. That being said, though, this is a very violent film. If you are queasy at all when it comes to blood and guts and stuff like that, do not watch this movie. This movie will disturb you. It is very, very violent. So that didn't bother me. Sometimes the violence actually added to the comedy, but if that's a turnoff for you, I would definitely not recommend this. But the good news is that I definitely think this is a good time at the movies if the violence is not a big deal for you. If violence doesn't bother you that much, I would definitely recommend watching this in the theater if you are planning on going to the theater in the first place. I don't think it's something you could go rush out and watch as soon as possible or anything like that. But if it's still in the theater and you don't know what else to watch, you could do a lot worse than Novocaine. I think it's a fun time. I laughed. I didn't love every part of it. There are certain story elements that I thought were kind of cliche, but it honestly didn't bother me that much. I don't think it's a great movie, but it's enjoyable. It's fun. It's funny. It's unique. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. So, yeah,